Alright, greetings, Trials of the Osiris community. This is Rodimus Prime. I offer my thanks to the community moderators here for Terrorize the 805, Bulletproof Hoodie E6, Ant the 2, and I Cook. I know you suck. Capital I, capital K, U C U K. The two moderators. I apologize in advance if I misspelled your name somewhere along the line. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to spell that name out. As well as the founder of the Destiny Trials of Osiris Finder community of PlayStation 4, which is Battle Nader 984. I thank you for inviting me and giving me a piece of time here in order to respectfully go over my panel for what I aim to do here with my tenure in your community, if you will be so kind. I'm Rodimus Prime. I'm the founder of TAC's official private online gaming community, as well as the creator of TAC Productions Incorporated, TAC short for Terrain Adaptive Combat Terrestrials. I'm here to present my official open 1 vs 1 panel to the community of Trials of Osiris PlayStation 4 and Bungie.net online. Still in project format, as people have yet to weigh in on my ideas and ideals until after its publicization. There are questions and asked inquiries that are brought back up from the last time I pitched my idea. Back in mid-2018, which was around the time prior to and amidst Forsaken's launch week. So, without further ado, let me begin. Alright, so, to begin, some general questions that are usually asked are in the way of why opening up 1v1s again now, or why reopen the general panel, what's the purpose of these activities, and why do you need to care? I'll answer them in a nonchalant order that can be accommodating to lack of attention and just getting straight to the point and the core of this whole proposal. First of all, no, you don't really need to care. If it's not about you, or you don't care about the type of idea being presented in the first place, then I'm very certain that you won't pay attention anytime soon. Next, you're asking why to reintroduce the panel. Well, I'm doing this to benefit not just myself into getting stronger, but also to those around me whom seek likely the same goal in being here in the competitive community of Destiny 2. People do seek fabled and legend goals still. After massive setbacks, I sought out my goal in wanting to see fabled and glory rank myself, and had succeeded in doing so after a long several months and constant setback. But after several months, it was done. And briefly, for a moment, I even got a chance to see Mythic 1 in this day and age for competitive, but it was lost just as quickly as it came. Before I knew it, I found myself here in the community, almost like an aftermath twist of fate to having reached the next level of Destiny gaming after a long struggle, doing one thing over and over and over and over again repetitively till you just get sick and tired of it and wish you didn't have to put up with it after many various treacherously equally skilled people. I reintroduced this at this time as this is the next step for me being here in Destiny 2, so I can give a positive sense of purpose to still wanting to strive for something here for the Destiny game community, rather than just being around and expelling hatred about a lot of the past setbacks that the community has also caused me, to a point where it has stemmed massive anger towards many idiots that are still around. It doesn't seem like much now because it's at the beginning of this project's next step, but I've had small starting points before with these projects, this exact same type of project layout, in past competitive community experiences such as an Overwatch, or Rainbow Six Siege, or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. This has been unsuccessful mainly because it starts out good, but it has a highly slow finish or incomplete wrap-up because of the view shiftly and shifting at the last second to players not wanting to support the trade of one-on-ones. This was because they see no point in doing 1v1 sessions for those platforms, whereas the games themselves clearly stated otherwise in the constructive progression of these activities. The end product of this project is to arrive at the best competitive end result after having broadened my horizon for different types of fights amidst different maps and changing adaptable situations. I seek to recreate another Destiny competitive team in the future to try one more time in that field to establish a solo and team goal initiative to build upon. This is generally one of the aspects as to why I'm seeking to open up this project here for the Destiny competitive community that's presented before me today. The end goal there is to eventually, like I said, to recreate another competitive team, but this time I need to create one on a higher plateau, which is going to be vastly harder than what it is I can handle now. My goal for the competitive team there is to actually learn something in this team's assembling an eventual endeavor to strive for more, and to work together and accurately communicate to achieve greatness. I will strive for legend rank in a future season, but as I am now at my present skilled and understanding as good as I am, it will be a highly futile endeavor to strive for, and it will only end up affecting my mental health further amidst stressing out over simple things that supersede the seemingly bigger problems in Crucible. Problems like having a consistent team in the first place, as all of my past personally created competitive teams have all fizzled out on me because of a lack of consistency for one, motivation, self-improvement, pride, or excess ego clouding their general judgment. I do not need this to repeat itself if I'm wanting to strive even higher than where I'm already at now. Next, there's also a statement about that one-on-ones aren't important to know how to be on a team. So in order to know how to be on a team, you need to be able to make call-outs and blah, 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 and all this shit that doesn't apply for normal, general team-based consistency in this video game. One-on-ones aren't important. Yes, they are important. They're here for platforms to implement and explore tastefully and respectfully for developing self-improvement and understanding for your gear and your tools, how to use each one advantageously to your character class or to your own specifications, self-conditioning, map knowledge, reading the compass and enemy positioning, and by extension detailed locations given to each part of the map correctly to ascertain the right positioning of enemies. As each opponent will vary in diversity, this exercise also allows you to interpret different fighting styles in different competitive groups or sessions, thus preparing for a player to encounter the occasionally reckless or strategic or cunning or crafty or all-around mysterious player that can mix it up on the fly. Experience is also well seen to in order to better prepare oneself for numerous situations or encounter, and in addition can give you better chances to look out for yourself when you have no team to support the team effort to win. I believe past players of different gridirons labeled this as being in that mindset where you have to do everything yourself to ensure that it gets done, even if you have a team that helps you get it done. How I usually go about my open one-on-one panels is that I start out with basically taking a challenge request from any challenger that is willing to want to play a match with me, devoid of lacking a self-confidence or lacking general confidence or feeling like you need to worry or fear what others will think of you when you shouldn't and don't need to. Other people's thoughts can't hurt you unless you pay attention to it to give it the power to hurt you. People will judge you all the same. Don't worry about what other people think. Next, with consent from my fellow Guardian opposition, I will record my matches for YouTube, be they wins or losses, for both entertaining purposes, as well as good provisional study to learn from in order to gradually improve self-improvement. And that's pretty much it. The icing on the cake is basically using any type of non-copyrighted music that I would add into the video's general encompassing or creation, which is specified usually by my challengers since it's their video that says something about them and their general individuality. This project was originally spearheaded in the Transformers community for War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron communities respectively once upon a time, and was able to succeed vastly to give light to a lot of dark areas throughout the community up to my competitive retirement in the game that had happened at the end of 2018 respectively. A similar mirroring had happened in Destiny 1 adventures, but none of my one-on-ones there were brought to light, as everybody there was highly self-conscious or conceited about how they felt or what they felt of others around them. So it is what it is, and that cannot be controlled. What can be controlled is where the direction of it can go here, and I hope that it does have some premise. Some food for thought. I think this should cover everything based off of my whole presentation process, and I'll leave it on that note. For any questions, comments, or concerns, by all means, leave it in the comments section below to the video. And as always, till all are one.